Hi, this is Matt Rundown. If you enjoy movie reviews, trailer, and short reactions, you're in the right place. I want to subscribe and hit the like button down below.
Today we're reviewing Cold Cut Coral. Cold Cut Coral is a 2021 South African romantic comedy directed by Meg Ricketts, starring Francois Jacobs as Coral and Christia Visser as Rita.
Coral loves the thrill and joy of streaking. That is, until he meets Rita, a paramedic who's looking for someone a little more stable and safe.
So let's look at the good. It's a very light movie, it's entertaining, it's nothing too serious. You're going to go in and you're going to have a pretty good time.
Yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah,
And I think it's exactly what you expect from a romantic comedy.
100%.
And the characters are also quite likable. I think that Francois Jacobs has a little bit of a Chris Pratt vibe, you know, before he did the superhero movies.
Yeah, a little bit.
And even the little girl was quite likable.
I can't point to anybody in the movie and say, oh, they did a cuck job or I didn't quite like them. I liked them all. Even the antagonist, he wasn't the worst person in the world. Yeah, he wasn't a great person, and I completely understand why the movie took the direction it did, but he wasn't too bad.
They didn't make him be super evil. He just seemed a bit narcissistic and, you know, too full of himself.
Not detestable.
Yeah. Sometimes they make the character very villainous.
Yes. Rom-coms do have the main love rival has to be completely dastardly, and he wasn't, he was narcissistic. That's it. Yeah.
But he seemed friendly and nice enough, and he tried, even with the little girl.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was going to be awful to her.
He tried in the sense of perceptions, almost like he wanted it to look like a nice happy family, and here's the girly stuff.
Yeah, he tried.
Not actually what do you want type of trying. Not actually listening and...
Yeah, not at the same level as that. But I was expecting in this rom-com for him to be like the evil stepfather who's awful and would prefer her not to be around.
Definitely.
But it wasn't that at all. He's like accepting, trying. For him, that was trying.
Yes.
You know,
For him,
I thought that was at least nice.
And that just like encapsulates the whole movie. Nobody was nasty. It was just light and fun and happy.
You know, just some things that made it very South African relevant, which you surprisingly miss when you watch more American style movies, which is majority of what we watch realistically. You miss the little stabs at Eskom or Foschini's a clothing store that phones all the time. They are so annoying. I know when my phone rings, 90% of the time it's going to be Foschini, and then they have those robotic callers as well, and you pick up the phone, hello, welcome to Foschini, or whatever the case may be. I mean,
hang up.
And then it's just like, yee. But usually it doesn't even start with welcome to Foschini. It's like, you can win 10 great butter, you know.
Yes.
And it's like, oh my God, Foschini's again, hang up. It's just fun to have something you connect with a little bit more.
Yes.
And sometimes I'm a bit more envious of the American audience because they get that much more often than we do. That identifying and, you know, homely kind of feeling.
Yeah. And as a good / possibly leading to bad, but more on the good side, the movie is very, very silly at times. I know a couple of times we were laughing and like, why are we laughing? It shouldn't be this funny.
Yes.
But it was very funny.
I don't like the overly silly things, and even myself, I was like, I hate myself for laughing at this because it's so stupid. Why am I laughing? But we did laugh quite a lot.
Yeah.
So I think they teetered that silly, stupid line for me quite well.
Yes. And then looking at the bad, there were times in the movie where it felt scripted. And I know the whole movie's scripted, all movies are scripted, and there's room for impromptu stuff and that, but the movie felt very scripted at times, particularly the times with the little girl, and that's to be expected. She needs to know the lines that she has to say, so she kind of needs the feed of, now it's time for my line, so I must wait for this line. So I get why it felt scripted, but maybe would have liked it a bit more organic, but majority of it was good. I mean, it's a small gripe I have.
I think most of the movie felt quite organic, and like you say, with the little girl, it did feel slightly scripted. And it's not something I would have necessarily picked up on my own, but once you mentioned it, it's like, yeah, you know, true. It was a little bit more scripted there, or at least it felt more scripted there. But I think because overall the movie did feel quite organic, I was relatively happy with it. Yeah. And the actors were really good, so I felt like they'd made up for those times where it was slightly more scripted. Just sometimes in some TV shows and stuff, the scenes with the kids feel so painfully scripted.
Yes.
And I can think a couple times, like in Bones, there were some scenes with his son that just felt too scripted, and I hated the scenes with the kid at times. But this didn't go that far. It was just, it felt slightly more scripted. It wasn't to the point where this is so annoying.
Yeah. It wasn't painful.
Yeah.
So then, overall, it's a good South African rom-com. I mean, it stays within the rom-com formula, so you know exactly what to expect throughout it. That's it. That's really it. It's a good SA rom-com.
And like you were saying, it is exactly what you expect from a rom-com, which I have no problem with. I know you felt a little bit like you wanted something more, but then you don't really like rom-coms.
I don't like rom-coms because 90% of them, they have like these set blocks that you have to put in a specific
like tick
order.
boxes.
And literally this movie also just went tick, 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 and cool, great. And it's fun. I mean, if you like rom-coms, you're going to like this.
Yeah. But it's what you expect from a rom-com. So I went in expecting this kind of experience, and I laughed more than I thought I was going to. So for me, even though I don't like rom-coms, it was still relatively good. Yeah. Because I laughed quite a bit, which is something.
It's something, yes.
Because I don't often laugh at these type of movies because they're a bit too much. And it wasn't too cheesy with the romantic scenes and stuff.
No, it surprisingly wasn't.
Because some of the rom-coms, the cheese level is so painful I stopped watching. This didn't do that at all. I think, like you say, if you enjoy rom-coms, you're going to probably enjoy this movie. And if you're South African, you'll enjoy the little stabs at Eskom and Foschini's and those kind of things. Yes. But there was enough funny things that I think are more universal that even someone who's not South African will enjoy it.
I think so.
That takes us to the ratings. And I think I enjoyed it quite a lot, so I'm going to give it an 8.
And I'm going to give it a 7.
So it leaves it with a 7.5, and I think considering neither of us like rom-coms, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments down below. What's your favorite South African rom-com?
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.
Later.